2023 from the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. This is my favorite of the best of episodes, the best of entertainment. We will give you our favorite songs, our favorite TV shows, and our favorite movies of the year. And let's start with our favorite songs because we also brought in the help of our favorite directors to give us their favorite songs as well to create a fun Spotify playlist for everybody with our favorite songs from the year. I will start with my favorite songs of the year. These are my top 10. It was hard to whittle down, but we have All American Bitch by Olivia Rodrigo. We have I Believe from Caroline Polachek, Rod Wave's Crazy, Victoria Monet's On My Mama, Fall Out Boy's Love from the Other Side, Renee Rapp's Pretty Girls, Let Me Down Easy from the TV show Daisy Jones and the Six. I will not rest until that show gets respect for giving us some of the best songs of the year. I Love Rush from Troye Sivan, BJ the Chicago Kids' Honey, and I had to include one musical theater song from a Broadway show. The cast recording of Kimberly Akimbo came out in February of 2023. There are a lot of individual songs from that show that I adore listening to, but Great Adventure is my favorite, and it's a reminder that we only get one chance at this life. No one gets a second time around, and those are my top 10.
Are they in order?
No.
Okay.
That would be impossible.
I should really look at these lists that we're doing because I didn't want to double up.
Okay.
Is what I didn't want to do, and I think that we doubled up because I didn't pay what you were doing any attention like normal.
Okay.
If I were to say, hey, while it might be hard for you to have a favorite if we can get Jessica's list back up, what would be in that tier one?
You know, it's funny. Caroline Polachek is someone who I was not familiar with, and she came out with an album this year, and I love her. And I think I Believe is one of the best, like, underrated pop songs that have come out in the last decade, maybe. I would put that in a tier. It's too hard. They're also different. That's what this list represents my eclectic music taste, and I love that every one of these songs hits my serotonin levels in its own unique way, which is fun. There's like a little funk, there's a little rap, there's some rock, there's some girl power
anthems. Surprised because you love Pink Friday too. Surprised that nothing from that got on there.
It was on the list of 25. It was in the 25. Okay. I started with 47 songs. Yeah. And I whittled it to 25.
So you are the whittler. You're the whittler.
I whittled it to 10, and that's what we were left with. I did like Pink Friday too a lot, but upon listening to it a little more, I'm not sure how many of those will stay with me forever. If I was picking one, it would be FTCU. Let me be clear.
Nothing from the Barbie soundtrack either.
That felt too easy.
Well, easy. If you liked it, you liked it.
I know. It was on my top 47. Okay. I like the Billie Eilish song. It's very sweet, but it's so slow. And I like the Dua Lipa song.
Okay.
What are your 10?
My 10 look like this. Love Letter by Knox, 28 grams, Don Tripp. Don Tripp, I'm pretty sure, dropped a different album a month this year, which is just ridiculous. I know he's got multiple albums out right now. Oil, Gorillaz featuring Stevie Nicks. That's the first Stevie Nicks song I ever listened to. And I love it. And I love that Cracker Island album. I went with What a Time to Be Alive from that Fall Out Boy album, So Much for Stardust. Could have been any of the songs on that album. Could have been the whole damn album. I also went with Homicide Giving. Shout out to Key Glock. Hey Mario, Bowling for Soup. If you guys haven't heard that, that is a really, really fun song. Hawks. Janelle Monáe's album came out.
It's on my top 47.
Boy. Ooh, I loved that song. Lipstick Lover almost made it, but I went with Halt. Bongos, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Anytime those two team up, it's going to be fun. I think they should do an album together. I'd be down for that. I also have On My Mama by Victoria Monet, which I know you had it. It is a great song.
It's a great song.
It's a great song. I would have pulled it off to put a different song on there. And then I have Bravo, by Toby Nwigwe. Which is a great rap song. Love it very, very much. Anything
that you felt really bad not putting on your top 10? What was your 11th?
It's just a lot of Gorillaz, a lot of Fall Out Boy. She Wanna Bleep, Moonwalker. Moonwalker has a couple of songs, those TikTok type songs. He has a couple of those. Lizzo is another song of his that almost made it. I had Other Side, Fall Out Boy as well. Lipstick Lover, Chromosomes, Key Glock. That's How We Ballin'. T-Pain could have made that list as well. But no, I didn't start with 50. I started with about 20 and then got to 10. So half of the things on my list, because I guess I'm the whittler. I'm better at whittling than you are. So, yeah, those are the ones. Listen to Love Letter by Knox. I think you'll like it. It's a throwback to, which is crazy to say this is a throwback, but it's a throwback to early 2000s alt-rock. It's really, really good. It's really good.
Okay. There were a couple albums that I really loved that I wasn't able to take one song. Like Nicki's album, Miley Cyrus's album.
I forgot about her
Flowers
album.
could have been easily a song within that
I
list.
tried not to do covers because Prep does a cover of Bowling for Soup does a cover of Flowers.
Oh.
That's who does it.
Okay.
And it is great. It is.
I will check that out.
Yes.
Lana Del Rey's Did You Know There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard? One of the best songs of the year was A&W, but it's 7 minutes long, and it felt like I couldn't put a 7-minute long song on my top 10.
It's your show. You do what you want.
I know, but it doesn't make
now
it.
You
Boy
can
Genius's album. God, there were so many good albums this year. Okay, next up we have to give OJ, Kyra, and Jalen did not send his best songs.
Didn't
so
do
we
it.
will do
Boo,
OJ's best
Jalen.
songs, which are The Ride, Lil Yachty.
Great album. That was another good album this year.
2 from Chris Stapleton, Wild Horse and Crosswind. My Eyes, Travis Scott. Chemical, Post Malone. Suicide Doors, Lil Uzi Vert. I love that song. Something in the Orange, Zach Bryan. Trust, Chris Stapleton. Am I Dreaming, Metro Boomin, A$AP Rocky, and Rosie. Schizo, Travis Scott. Young, Truly, Humble, Under God.
Young Thug.
Young Thug.
Thugger.
We call him by his legal name now, and once the lawyer brings it up, that's where you go from here on out. Did you, random, hear the T-Pain cover of Tennessee Whiskey that's going around? It's incredible.
Okay.
I want T-Pain to come back. I want T-Pain to come back and do a complete non-auto-tune R&B album.
Because he can sing.
He's so talented.
He can sing and rap. T-Pain is a really good artist.
Check that out.
Okay,
from Kyra, our dear friend.
All right, get
Kyra
ready
Black.
because she's setting the mood.
Party Girls, Victoria Monet.
Yes.
Ego Talkin', Saint Harrison.
Yes.
Cuff It, The Wetter Remix,
Oh
Beyonce.
my gosh.
Lose You, Chloe Bailey.
Yes.
Superpowers, Daniel Caesar. Pay for My Drink, Jalen Josie. Through the Night, Mayetta. ICU, Coco Jones, The Girls, Sierra, and 315 Breathe, Russ. Get ready.
Listen,
She's
like
young.
you play this.
She's still got
and
energy.
this is like new millennium baby making
That's
music.
the list of somebody who still has life behind their eyes.
Yo, there's some central stuff happening at this type of all these songs get played back to back to back.
Beautiful.
So I'll by the time you hear this, there'll be a playlist like we do from time to time, and you can hear our 23 on the Spotify best of 2023 songs.
Let's do our best in TV. We each picked our 5 favorite TV shows that we watched in 2023. They didn't have to be new TV shows, just shows that we watched. Mine was the final season of Succession, which also included 2 of my favorite individual episodes of the year, which were Connor's wedding and, spoiler alert, Logan Roy's funeral, in which all of his ex-wives were sitting next to each other at a funeral, and I loved that. I loved the final season of Barry. I thought it was a very satisfying conclusion to a wild show. I loved The Bear Season 2. I did not love The Bear Season 1, but Season 2 was great, and also one of my favorite single episodes, The Feast of 7 Fishes. Shout out Jamie Lee Curtis. She was incredible. It was a giant anxiety attack of a TV show. I loved how The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel ended. I know a lot of people gave up on that show along the way, but for those of us who stayed committed, it ended really well. And then the other 2, Season 3. I enjoyed the other 2 so much. It was such a simple little show. I had a blast watching it. It was nothing perfect. It was at times chaotic, at times didn't hold my attention in the way that certain episodes did, but overall, it was just a very fun watch. My 5th spot was really hard to pick. I liked Shrinking a lot. I liked The Last of Us, and speaking of tremendous episodes of television, episode 3 of The Last of Us, where it's just the 2 men, and their love story was just like phenomenal. A lot of great TV. I watch a ton of TV. I could have included Gen V on this list. I could have included Follow the House of Usher on this list, but those are the 5 that I nailed it down to. What are yours?
I started watching the other two. That's the one with the Bieber kid.
The kids, yeah.
Yeah. And then
the satire of the entertainment industry. Wanda Sykes.
I just
Molly
stopped.
Shannon.
I just stopped and never went back, and didn't realize I never went back. Like, that's what happens to me sometimes. I don't know if it happens to anybody else. Like, you're watching a series, and then you're like, oh, I'm doing other stuff, and you just forget to come back to it. I need to go back to it.
That happened to us with Lessons in Chemistry this year.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to come back to that one. But the other two was fun, and season 3 I think was the best. And then there were problems on set, and we'll never get a season 4.
Yeah. I'll start. The best thing I watched for on TV this year was Grand Crew season 2, and it's unfortunate that it's not coming back. But nobody else liked it but me, and that's sad, because it's a really, really good show following a group of young black professionals through life as they try and figure some things out, and it centers around the wine bar being always around and always the thing. I hate it's not coming back. Survival of the Thickest, I've been harping on this because I think more people would like Survival of the Thickest. It's not my favorite show. It's second best show I watched this year, but I think it has more universal appeal, and to see it snubbed, and I guess we can't call it a snub because nobody's watching it, but to see it not get recognized hurts me almost as much as having Grand Crew not renewed. Abbott Elementary season 2 was great. So season 2 started in 22 and then ends in 23, so I felt like I could throw that on there. Y'all know about Abbott. Blue Eye Samurai. If anime is your jam, if action is your jam, if good quality storylines are your jam, this is it. This is a phenomenal anime. Best anime I saw this year. Thought about the new Castlevania, but no, this is it. What's my man's name? Chainsaw Man, but no, this is the one for me. And Loki season 2 was phenomenal, and they ended it in such a way that they can do whatever they want to do. The MCU can with that Kang character. Doesn't necessarily have to come back. There's been talks about a pivot away from Kang going straight to Doom. So if they want to do that, they can, and then come back much later, or they can stay on this path with Kang. The way that it ended was great from that standpoint, and the character development of the Loki, phenomenal. You go from hating Loki in the first Avengers movie because he is the bad guy, he is the menace, and in all the Thors, he is the problem, to all of a sudden him being the most selfless dude in the multiverse. Like, that's some good writing right there. So Loki is fine.
Both Survival of the Thickest and Blue Eye Samurai are on my holiday watch list. I have heard Blue Eye Samurai is if you hate anime or think that you don't like anime, doesn't matter. Like, it's just a fantastic
great story from a French animation studio. So it's French animation studio, Japanese samurai stuff going on, anime. So it's got a lot of different inspirations, and you can feel that in the telling of the story. It's wonderful.
All right, and last but not least, let's do our best movies of the year. I'll start with my top 5 films of 2023. Up first is the wonderful, sad, beautiful story Past Lives, which stars Greta Lee and T.O.U. along with John Magoro, about relationships and 2 deeply connected childhood friends who are separated by families who move and reuniting 20 years later, where they are at very different parts of their life, and it's understanding that sometimes we have relationships that are beautiful but aren't our long-term ones, and they just didn't work because of the timing of it all. And this movie has stayed with me. It's been really nice to see a lot more people watch it than originally anticipated. It's a little movie, and it's really great. So if you're looking for something that will make you cry, I would like to recommend Past Lives. It could not be my top 5 list without including the movie of 2023, Barbie. I enjoyed Barbie tremendously.
I mean, that's the one. It's whether you liked it
so
or not,
fun.
That is the movie that this year will be remembered for, is Barbie.
And I think Margot Robbie did such a good job of embodying like that Barbie, but adding layers to it and really taking a character that, you know, there is IP in Barbie and intellectual property, and like we know what Barbie has always been and what Barbie's supposed to be, and like opening that up into a new era and having so many different kind of Barbies as well, with Issa Rae and Hari Nef and all of the Barbies who were represented in the Barbie universe, and Kate McKinnon. My favorite moment from the entire movie is when Barbie and Ken are first in the real world in Los Angeles, and Ken looks up at a billboard that is for like the Miss America pageant, and it's 10 women, and he looks up and he goes, "Oh, the Supreme Court. They're so smart." And it's just, it embodies everything. And Ryan Gosling as Ken was great. The I Am Ken musical number, they came out with a holiday edition of I Am Ken as well, or I'm Just Ken. It was just a really good movie. I thought Greta Gerwig did a tremendous job. The visuals, the costumes, the scenes, the sets, everything felt very bold and fit that world very, very well. And of course, America Ferrera's monologue, which everybody now knows what it's like to be a woman.
That's the one. Like the whole movie builds and sets up to that moment right there.
Okay, finishing up that top 5 list, I really enjoyed Bottoms, which was a comedy about a all-girls fight club in high school, and it kind of takes like the traditional high school space. Rachel Sennott and Ayo Edebiri starred in that. Marshawn Lynch was in it. Oppenheimer, I thought, exceeded all expectations. It was a beautiful, thought-provoking film about an absolutely horrific invention, creation, and destructive device that was used in world history. And then I really enjoyed the documentary BS High. I include documentaries in my movies every year, and I thought BS High, the story of Bishop Sycamore, and that was this year, and this high school football team that had no business playing the games that it was. It all gets situated where they play on ESPN, and they get absolutely embarrassed. And the con story and talking to the guy who was in charge, he's a great documentary character, not so great, pretty shady person in real life, and seeing how that all came to be, I thought was great. What were your top 5?
Spider-Man Across the Multiverse. That's one. Like didn't miss.
Yeah.
There's like no way it can live up to what the first one was, and it did, and kind of surpassed it a little bit. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was the best Guardians of the Galaxy. The Blackening was hilarious to me. All the black people in the Scary Movie trying to figure out who dies first was great. John Mulaney, Baby J, you include documentaries, I include stand-up specials. I think Mulaney's stand-up special was outstanding. And then we watched Quiz Lady on the Hulu, which follows a couple of sisters around as they try to get on a Jeopardy-style show and win a little bit of money. So those would be my 5. Old Man in the Pool, Mike Birbiglia. Almost made it. Almost.
I have not watched that yet, and you putting that as an almost made it.
Great.
We're going to watch it.
Mike, have you watched all the other Mike Birbiglia?
No, I've never watched Mike Birbiglia. I can never say his name either. It's always hard for me.
Start with, what's first? Either What I Should Have Said Was Nothing or My Girlfriend's Boyfriend.
Okay.
One of those is first, and then it's that one, and just watch them all, because you see in his storytelling, sometimes comedians can get a little stale because they're telling the same stories over and over again, or they're telling the same types of stories over and over again. No, his comedy changes with him. It goes from being single to, hey, I love this person, I think I want to get married, to I definitely love this person, we got married, congratulations to us, and now guess what, we've got a kid, to now he's grappling with his mortality because he wants to be there for his daughter for as long as humanly possible. And newsflash, he's a stand-up comedian. He doesn't take care of his body real well. And so there's all those stories that come into this one. It is great.
Well, I hope that we gave you some great recommendations for your holiday season. It was a great year in entertainment, consumed a lot of fun things, and those were just a couple of the hits on our list from this year. I hope everyone has had a wonderful holiday break so far, or if you're working, getting through it, whatever it may be, finding some little places of joy in your last week of 2023. Our show will be back in action on Tuesday, January 2nd. We can't wait to see you all then. Have a great one. Bye.